How many of you have seen Munna Bhai MBBS? Most of you, right?
Yes, I have
So
seen.
yeah, because I could read here a romantic breakup. This example came into my mind.
I watch Vasul Raja MBBS Tamil version Munna Bhai.
Okay, so I have not watched the Tamil version, but more or the less the situation might be same only. Just I'm sharing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I could read.
Yeah. So the person there was a boy who ended up into depression. He had a breakup, and then he ended up into suicidal tendency and depression, and he was into the hospital. So because that was something which is chronic, he was worrying a lot, and it led him to depression. At there were suicidal tendencies. It disturbed the flow of his life and his work situation. So that became anxiety disorder. So here we can clearly understand everyday anxiety and anxiety disorder. So this is how we
How
categorize.
how how
Okay.
do you overcome the situation where you are going through a breakup to avoid going into anxiety? How do you avoid that situation?
Sorry, could you come back again? Are you asking me how he went to depression after this anxiety led him to depression? Is it the question?
No, how do you
He is
deal
asking.
with anxiety? Is
Team, we will have the question and answer afterwards. Okay. Final 10 minutes. Let us complete the presentation. 1.5 hours. It is not enough. All question and answers we will complete after the training program.
Okay.
Whether
Thank you,
my
sir.
English is clear, whether my English is it okay? Understood?
Yes,
Sir, it's clear and
Yes,
it's
sir.
really understandable. Yeah. So don't worry,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Okay. So moving forward, this is the slide that shows signs of sign of an anxiety disorder. So basically, we have categorized into this anxiety disorders into 6 significant categories. Most of you might have been already knowing this. So by looking at the picture, can you guess in the chat box, please? If yes, so there are many kinds of disorders. We name them as social disorders or so you can type in chat box, otherwise I will take you through like frequent worry that interferes with our daily life. It's GAD, generalized anxiety disorder. Withdrawal from social life is social disorder. The person is not confident in front of public. The person feels that I am not enough, I'm not good enough, I have some problems, people won't like me. So something like that. The person feels lonely, isolates, all those things turns into an anxiety disorder. Then fixation on fear of next panic attack. This is mainly the OCD. Okay. So repetitively fixing, trying to fix something to prevent next panic attack, like cleanliness, germ should not be there, or repeatedly locking the door so that ensuring that it is protected. So all these type of activities are repetitive, and it comes under the disorders. And some trauma, after trauma there are certain characteristics or symptoms that is observed, like they go to flashbacks, nightmares, and people sometimes become numb, they do not speak. So that is past trauma disorder. Like that we have 6 disorders, and mainly we have phobia as well. How many of you have phobia of something like reptilian, through like snake? If you fear snake or spider or
Yep.
lizard, height,
No.
all these are,
Yes.
yeah, all these are phobias. That also comes under anxiety disorders. Generally they do not harm. If we talk about spider or lizard, they generally do not harm, but people develop that fear inside, and sometimes it leads to panic attacks as well. So these are the disorders, that is. Okay, so till now we have covered anxiety, definition of anxiety, and how it is different from anxiety disorders, normal anxiety and anxiety disorders. Now let me take you through some different very useful techniques that you can use in your day-to-day life and also with your clients. Suppose your clients come to you, visit you first day, you did some analysis and you did some test and psychological and all, but when you send your client back home, You want to ensure that next day when the client comes, he comes with better result and his anxiety level should not intensity should always decrease so that everyone is happy. Okay, so let me teach you certain techniques. You would love it. You can use it in your day-to-day life. Okay, so first thing is if I go into any technique, the basic technique that I'm teaching you is box breathing technique, in which you have to take a deep breath at the count of 4. Just I'm explaining, then you will do with me. It will take just 1 minute. Okay, so let us first I'm demonstrating that with the count at the count of 4. I take a deep long breath and then I hold it for 4 seconds and slowly I release it through my mouth. That is also count of 4, or it may also extend up to 5 or 6. So let us do it all together. Start. At the count of 4, take a deep long breath. 4, hold it. 4, and now slowly release. So repeatedly, if you do this exercise, anxiety level, stress level, everything comes down. So you can also tell your client to practice this anytime the client feel anxious or the anxiety level goes high. So technique number 1. So you have to tell yourself that this is anxiety, not really, and it will pass. It is not really anxiety, it will pass. Okay, so you have to disrupt it. Disrupt the cycle means a series of thought creates emotions that creates anxiety. You are worrying a lot, your client is worrying a lot, so you have to teach or train your client that you have to tell yourself whenever the thought comes, the cycle of thoughts, you have to say stop, this is only anxiety and it will pass. So you have to disrupt the cycle. Suppose if you analogically, if you are riding a bicycle and sometimes you find something and you press the brake, suddenly the wheel automatically stops, disrupts the cycle. So like the same way you have to disrupt saying stop. You can use it and also to your clients. Next, let us go to technique number 2, which is auto suggestions. Suppose I am saying to myself, I am getting anxious. So I say to myself, Nisha, hey Nisha, you will get through this. One way or another, you will get through this. That means Nisha is giving auto suggestion to Nisha that everything will be okay by some or the other means. This is also very powerful technique that you can use it. Third technique is just anxiety. This is just anxiety. It is not me. That means you are important. Anxiety is something, some particle that will just vanish. You have to train your mind in a certain way that this is just anxiety. It is not me and it won't last forever. This too shall pass. This is also very powerful technique to train your mind so that your anxiety level comes down. This is also very powerful technique that we can use easily, immediately. This is distract yourself. So these are the certain ways you can immediately distract yourself. Suppose I am worrying a lot right now, thinking about some patterns and all, and immediately I find this technique, I remember this technique, distract yourself. I distracted myself. I am stretching my body and my physiology changes and my mindset also changes along with my physiology because I distracted myself. I stop thinking about those patterns and my anxiety level comes down. So in the same way, listening to music, talking to your friends who are in your good list, and then also dancing, cycling, exercise, all these things are the patterns that you can immediately distract yourself and bring down the anxiety level. So last but not the least, this is the technique that is called as ice plunge, technique number 5. This is to be done in certain circumstances like the temperature and all. So 15 degree Celsius, below 15 degree Celsius in ice water tub, you have to immerse yourself, and with that maximum 11 minutes repeatedly twice or thrice a week, then their anxiety level comes down, and it is also a very beneficial technique. Rest of the techniques would be taken by Shiva sir, and also Rinku ma'am will take you through different more techniques and all the other things that you will love it. This is my name and this is my ID, and it was nice taking you through all these techniques.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nisha. Thank you very much, Nisha. It was very wonderful. A clean and neat presentation. Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
very clean and very neat presentation.